Yeah, hi Vishnu, good evening.
Hi, good evening. I
Yeah,
believe that I am audible.
yeah, you are audible. So, hi guys, welcome to Network Kings, and this is a 5-day workshop for cybersecurity. We have already defined few topics which we are going to cover in next 5 days. So, this today is Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So, there are five day we have decided, and with the different topics. So, Vishnu, over to you. You can start with the first day that we decided with the introduction. Yeah.
Okay, good evening, guys. Once again, welcome to this 5 days workshop, and this is our first day. So today we are taking the topic called dark web anonymity and online privacy. I believe that you guys can see my screen, right? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so today's topic will be based on dark web and what are the impacts of online anonymity and privacy. Okay, so I will be taking this entire topic as a practical session. Also, I will be delivering some theories also. So we'll be doing certain things like how can we become an anonymity person, what is the best practice, and what are the how does like misconception of what is darknet or what is dark web. Okay, so I will be taking this entire topic in that particular perspective. Okay, so right now, let me introduce myself. Myself, Vaishnav CV. I'm a cybersecurity mentor. I'm a cybersecurity consultant. I'm a VAPT. VAPT means vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So for the past 3+ years, I'm in cybersecurity as a mentor, as a consultant. Okay, so that's my short profile. So after this class or after this course, after this particular workshop, if you have any queries related to cybersecurity or ethical hacking, or if you guys wish to join one of our course which is related as ethical hacking or VAPT, what you can do, you can directly contact networkings or you can directly contact personally in me. Okay, so anyway, let's jump to our topics. So I'll be starting this today's session by starting with what are the labs requirement for doing anonymity. Okay, so just first of all talk about what are the requirements. Okay, what are the basic requirement to become anonymity in internet. Okay, so the platform or the application which I have been selected to demonstrate each and every activity is VM Workstation 16 Pro. Okay, so it is there are two versions, one is pro variant and one is a free variant. You can go to the website, I can show you that. Okay, so you can directly go to internet and you can type for VM Workstation vmware.com. So this is the website that you have to download. You can also download Oracle VirtualBox, but personally I used to prefer for every professionals and my students that you guys can go with VM Workstation, and if it is a pro variant, definitely you can enhance the all features and all properties of that particular application. Okay, so after installing the pro variant or the free variant, what is the next step? We need a OS, we need a platform to practice, or we need a particular platform to do certain things, right? So this course is totally, or this particular workshop is totally meant for beginners or intermediate level persons or individuals in cybersecurity or to ethical hacking. Okay, so we personally know that. I believe you guys know what is Kali Linux and what are the activities that we are doing inside Kali Linux. Or what we can do means, as I'm done in my machine, I have several Ubuntu virtual machines or VMwares in my VMware Workstation 16 Pro. So I have built my own hacking machine upon Ubuntu machine. Okay, upon Ubuntu OS, what I have done means I have created my own hacking OS, or I have included all those requirements that for my VAPT purpose or my security auditing or for my bug bounty, or if I'm doing capture the flag competition. So I have built each and every setup on a Ubuntu machine. I will be showing you guys in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so today is how to become an anonymous person, especially if you're a guy in a cybersecurity or in cyberspace. Okay, so I will be trying to turn on my Kali Linux. If you are a complete beginner, and you does not know how to install I'm not audible. Is there any problem with my audio?
No,
Can
no.
anybody tell me whether? Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay.
But I have
So
one
yeah,
question. Sorry, interrupt
yeah,
you.
tell me. Yeah, tell me.
What kind of skill required for cyber security as a cyber security professional?
What are the skills?
Yes, basic
Can
skills are
we
there.
can we have this question at the end of the topic?
Okay, okay, no problem.
Yeah, fine.
Okay,
Okay, because it's something out of today's scope. Okay, because today's scope is totally based on how to become an anonymous person. Okay,
okay, no
fine.
problem.
I respect that you ask a question. So just kindly ask me the question at the end of the topic. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I believe you guys know, or someone is know that what is Kali Linux and who is created that and what is the purpose of this particular OS. Or if there is a beginner who does not know what is Kali Linux and what is VMware, let me explain to you that there is a operating system called Kali Linux, which is developed by Offensive Security. You can go to kali.org. This is the website that you have to download the most advanced penetration testing distribution. It's an open source distribution. So when it comes to open source, we all know it is a free operating system. Okay, so this operating system is built on Linux. You can implement or you can execute each and every Linux commands to this particular hacking operating system. It contains or pre-built with lot more how to say I believe 100 to no 100 sorry 1500 plus hacking tools or hacking utilities are pre-built in this particular operating system. Okay, so there is a particular URL that you can access in the same domain, which is kali.org/tools. Okay, so if you are going to this particular link, and if anybody needs the URL, means what you can do means you can take a screenshot right now. Okay, you can take the screenshot of this particular QR code and you can scan it later. Okay, so this QR code will be redirecting you this link. Okay, if anybody need the URLs or the website that I'm going to visit, what you can do means you can directly copy it from here. Okay, I believe that you have been taken the screenshot of this particular URL. Sorry, the QR code. Okay, so just scan the QR code and go to the link. Fine.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, so my screen is also visible, right? There is no any audio with sound, and there is no any issue with the screen sharing.
No issue, no issue.
Okay, fine, thank you. So this is the website which I told that we will be downloading the Kali Linux, and the same website contains a particular URL portion which is saying that kali.org/tools. Okay, so if you're coming to this particular page, if I'm scrolling down, you can see what are the pre-built or installed or pre-packed utilities and tools that we can use for pen testing. Okay, so there are different types of categories. We have information gathering tools, we have exploitation tools, we have web penetration testing tools, we have vulnerability assessment tools, we have password cracking tools. We have dedicatedly created some Wi-Fi pen testing, wireless penetration testing, and we have some RTL SDR based tools also pre-installed in this operating system. Okay, so I will be to say for the upcoming 4 days or today also I will be using Kali Linux. Okay, because it's a much more user-friendly penetration testing OS. We have other operating systems like Parrot OS or Parrot Security. We have Arch Linux. We have Blackwing. Okay, so recently there is a operating system is going to release, which is released by Israeli cybersecurity experts. Okay, so you can also go and visit this. Okay, it's 1 second. It's blackwing.ir. Okay, you can go and visit. So they are continuously uploading the version of the Blackwing. So this is a website that provide you an operating system which is a combination of Windows and Linux. Okay, so just imagine that you can run both Windows command and Linux command in a single terminal. It's a big advantage, but it also has its own demerits. And we can see after it uploading, so it's going to be updated after, I think, after 7 years or 3 years, because the last updation was in 2015, and right now they are going to upload the 3 version, which the first version is a blue team, and we have red team, and we have a offensive testing operating version also they are going to use. Okay, so let me come back to Kali next. Okay, so this will be the main page, or this will be the main domain, kali.org. Once you reach this particular website, you have to navigate to the downloading area. Just click the downloading button, and in there we can see a virtual box. Okay, neither you can go for a virtual box. Why I'm saying, personally, when it comes to anonymity, I will not say anyone to run Kali Linux as a main operating system. Okay, so once you have done the hack, you can destroy the machine. I'm not saying wiping out the entire hard drive. We can delete some certain files. Or okay, so neither you can go with the virtual machine, or what you can do means we can go with the live booting. Okay, so what is the difference between a live boot and a virtual machine? Means a live boot is a thing that we are trying to install a operating system in a pen drive. It's not a hard drive. Okay, we are trying to install our operating system in a hard drive. So after the purpose, what we can do, we can remove the persistency. So in this live boot mode, Kali Linux is providing two features. One is a persistent mode and one is non-persistent mode. Okay, so if you're doing an activity related to those things, I'm not going to mention that. Or if you're trying to do something related to ethical one, not an issue. But if you're trying to do the opposite one, you may need to clear certain evidences, or you have to trace, you have to clear the traces, right? You have to clear the tails, or you have to clear, or you have to get rid of the digital footprint. So what we can do, we can neither we can format the pen drive, or what we can do, we can remove the persistence mode, right? So it will not try to save the cookies or the caches or the leftovers that of your activity. So you can go with the live boot mode. So right now I'm not going to explain that, but it's very simple. But I'm going to explain something something much more professional, and which we can implement in our day-to-day life. Okay, so I'm going with virtual machines. So come over here, try to click the virtual machine application. So it will be automatically scroll down to a portion called pre-built virtual machines. Okay, so in pre-built virtual machine we have two options. Okay, one, we can go with VMware. The second one, we can go with VirtualBox. So in my operating system, my main machine is Windows 11. So in my main machine, I have already installed, guys, just a moment. So I have already installed, you can see from here, I have already installed VMware Workstation Pro, and I have already installed Oracle VM VirtualBox also. So I have the two different applications that makes me running a virtual machine or a hypervising system. Okay, so it's all up to you. If you have VMware, you can go with VMware. If you have VirtualBox, you can go with VirtualBox. But personally, I will be preferring you guys with going with VMware application. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to click the downloading button. You have to download the file. It is nearly, you have to observe this. Okay, it is nearly 2.47 GB. So you have to accommodate this much of space in a system. Plus you need a data house, because I know there are students who are in the beginning level, they will be using their hotspot to download this. So make sure that you have this much amount of data in your phone. Okay, so I'm considering this as this for everyone. Okay, every guy, whether you are a professional or intermediate or a beginner. Okay, so if you're a beginner, consider that, because I was a guy who is continuously using, at the beginning time I was using internet as from my, I'm sharing that from my Android phone to my laptop. So I was very suffering by downloading certain operating systems, and even when we are trying to update our machine, it may take some data. Okay, so I know the pain. So that's the reason why I'm giving details to every portions. Okay, so kindly keep that in your mind. So I have already downloaded the file. So after downloading the file, what you have to do, you have to attach the machine to the application, which whether it's a VirtualBox or VMware. Okay, so I have downloaded and saved this particular file in a safe location. You can see I have a folder called VM file do not delete. That means I have been saving this in a secure location. Okay, so we can see this is the file which I have downloaded from Kali Linux website. So what you have to do is you have to extract it. Okay, you have to extract the file that you have downloaded from the Kali Linux website. Okay, so after downloading that, you will be saying that it's a 7z file. Okay, it's a 7z file. So you have to download the third application, which is known as 7zip. Okay, you have to download the 7zip application, which is used for unzipping or just like uncompressing certain files. Okay, so it's a best application for uncompressing and compressing files and folders. Okay, so you have to download this. I have already downloaded and installed. The installation process of every application, which I will be explaining in this particular workshop, is very simple. Just follow the wizard. Okay, so what you have to do, just go here, give a right click. If it is a Windows 11, you have to go for show more options, and in show more options you can see it is written 7-zip. In 7-zip, come here and do extract here. Okay, come here and do extract here. So after going with a right click, let me repeat it. Okay, after right clicking the file that which you have downloaded, you can see there is a 7-zip option. So in 7-zip you have to go for click here. Okay, so after click here option, it will automatically unzipping a file. Okay, so I have already the file over here, so I have changed the file location from here to here. Okay, so there is the file. So when you're trying to open, you can see there are a lot more files available, and this file should be saved in a safe location. If one of the file are getting corrupted or missing, what will happen? The operating system will not work properly, or even it will not turn on. Okay, so that's a reason in the beginning itself I am saying try to save the VM file in a safe location. Okay, so after doing the enter extraction process and saving it to a safe location, you have to go to the your hypervising application. So right now mine is VM Workstation Pro. So this will be the landing page, or this will be the main page when you're turning on, or when you're running this Workstation Pro for the very first time. Okay, so you have three options. Okay, you have three options. The first option will be to create a virtual machine. The second option is to on or open a virtual machine which is pre-built, which we are going to do. And the third one is to connect to a remote Workstation Pro server. Okay, so we'll be going with the second one. Okay, we will be going with the second option. Fine. So whenever you're going to open that, it will be automatically redirecting to a page which contains all the VM files. So you know that I have saved this in a secure location. So I'm going to my secure location right now. Okay, so and I'm trying to open that. Okay, so this is the file that you have to open. And one more thing, all I know beginners will be doing some mistakes, so I'm going to correct that. So whenever you're trying to open a virtual machine, make sure that, okay, so I'm trying to focus over here. Okay, make sure that there is an option called, okay, over here you have to select this only, that all supported file. You have to select all supported files. So kindly check that it is an all supported file, or if it is an all support all files, what will happen means you will get confused which file should I open. Okay, so you have to make sure that you have to go with all supported files only, and there will be a file which the extension will be VMX. You have to open that. Okay, so I'm going to click the open button. Immediately I will be getting a new page. Okay, immediately I will be getting a new page which contains certain system configuration. You can see in the left hand side. Okay, you can see in the left hand side it is that we can change this. Okay, so I'm going to give a 2 GB of RAM, 2 core processor, and the hard disk space is 80 GB. Okay, fine. And the network. Okay, make sure that you are going to provide the NAT network. Okay, so why NAT networks? Okay, so after this class, what you can do means you have to go to Google and you have to search for a particular term called NAT. Okay, so you just try to search for, or just try to do your homework. By tomorrow's session, what I will be doing is I will be trying to explain what is NAT. Okay, so NAT is when you're using VMwares or any hypervising machine, NAT is a fundamental thing. You have to know about NAT machines or NAT networking protocols. Okay, so try to do your homework. But anyway, I'll be trying to explain the NAT by tomorrow's session. Okay, fine. So these are the settings that I'm going to give. Default Kali Linux is having the username, and the credentials are, the username will be KALI Kali, and the password is also same KALI. Okay, so keep that. Remember, these are very same, the username and the password. Okay, so we have a green icon over here, so I'm going to turn that on. So before turning on your Kali Linux for the very first time, I will be recommending this for all level cybersecurity individual, whether he is a beginner or an intermediate or an expert or a professional. Try to manage your snapshots. Okay, try to take some snapshot. Right now you can see I have two different snapshots because I was using this machine for a long time. So I think couple of days I'm using this machine, so I have two different snapshots. So what are these snapshots? If you're a beginner, I will explain that. Okay, so we have a snapshot number one, snapshot number two, and the current state, which is very similar the second state. Okay, what does this particular second or first second means? If something happened to this state, okay, if something happened to the second state, what I can do means I can travel back to the first state. That means this first snapshot contains all system configurations or all system specification or all system configs. Okay, so it is trying to take a screenshot. I can take like that. It is trying to take a screenshot, though that particular screenshot contains all system configuration. Okay, so if something happened to my second screenshot, what I can do, I can travel back to the first one. So whenever you're trying to open your Kali Linux to VMware or VirtualBox, try to take the very first snapshot, which is the first position. You can see just open, that's my description. Okay, after that immediately take a second one. Second one means this is my first backup. If something happened to my first backup, what I can do, I can travel back. Okay, so this is also something related to privacy. Like if you're doing any hacking in the second stage, what you can do, you can clear all the tracks, all the configuration by moving to the first state. What you can do, I can select the second stage and I can delete that particular state. So that state contains all my cookies, all my caches, all my activities, what are the command that I given to the terminal, all my command histories, all my authentication logs, each and everything are recorded in the second state. So this one is also related to the privacy, or how to get rid of this digital footprint. So you can also destroy this by destroying the evidence. Okay, so kindly keep that in mind. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to start my Kali Linux. So while starting Kali Linux, right now Kali Linux is having a glitch issue, like some basic bug that most machines like M2 laptops and M1 laptops, especially we are going to Huawei notebook and ROG Strike laptop is having an issue. If you are using those laptops, kindly how to like use a secondary keyboard, because my students and my clients are saying there are some little bit bug that the keyboard is not. That means if you are using laptop, the main keyboard will not recognized by the Kali Linux, which is running in VM workstation or with the virtual machine. So if you are facing that issue, what you have to do, you have to connect a secondary keyboard. Okay, so I believe you guys will not have that issue. Okay, so it is getting turned on. So right now you're going to witness one of the best and most advanced penetration testing OS, which is Kali Linux. Okay, which is derived from BlackTrax. Okay, so BlackTrax was the first origin. So from BlackTrax only Kali Linux is derived. Okay, so the username is KALI and the password is also KALI. Okay. Okay, for ThinPad, it's fine. Okay, ThinPad is out of like a. I used to believe ThinPad is specially created for Linux machines because it's very like how to like it's totally supported for not for Windows. I believe so. It's very perfect for Linux machines. But when it comes to Ubuntu, ThinPad is like a flagship laptop for me. Okay, so ThinPad is the best laptop for penetration testing and development purpose also. Okay, so anyway, this is the initial or the landing page when you come to or when you give the username and password to Kali Linux. This is the home page. Okay, so let me guide the what are the basic navigations and what you're seeing inside Kali Linux, and after that we'll be moving towards anonymity, privacy issue, proxy chain, what is Tor, what is Onion, what is dark web, and I will be showcasing certain Onion websites also. Okay, and we will be learning how to do the proxy chain, what is proxies and all, and how to implement certain things. So that's are the main agenda of our workshop. Okay, so let's see what are the basic navigations inside Kali Linux. Okay, so right now you can see we have our application area. So this is our application area. Okay, so this is our application area. Similarly, we will be having an application area at the bottom portion. So the first portion. Okay, I'm talking about the first portion, the upper one. So in the first portion, we have the files, edit, view, the VM options, the tab options, the help menu. So help menu contains, if you are using a Pro variant, definitely you have to provide a license key. So those license key are stored inside the help menu. Whenever you're trying to click that, you can see. And one more thing, the main thing I like about a hypervisor or virtual application means we can freeze the machine at this particular state. For example, you can know that I'm running this machine, right? So it's not required to turn off the machine for closing this application. What I can do means I can come to this pausing button. I can freeze the machine from here. I'm not turning off. Okay, I'm not going to shut down. Okay, so you can see this is the application, and what I can do, I can close this machine. I can close the entire application. So I didn't shut off the machine. Okay, so it's one of the feature which is given to, I think, almost every hypervising applications. Okay, I can come back again to the VM Workstation Pro, and what I can do, I can resume the virtual machine. Okay, so it is going to restore the previously saved state of the machine. Okay, and whenever you're doing this, you have to run a command. Okay, you have to run a command, because whenever we are trying to freeze the machine at any working point or any free state, what will happen means there will be a network issue. Okay, there will be a network issue. And one more thing for every beginners, when you are trying to connect a virtual machine, whether it's a Kali Linux or a Windows machine or a Ubuntu or a Mint OS, or if you are running a Black Arch Linux, anything in a Workstation Pro, the network is, or the internet is provided in the form of wired connectivity. You can see that we have a connectivity named as wired one. Okay, so it is connected now. We're having the disconnection feature. Okay, so every virtual machine is getting the internet in the form of wired connectivity. In my Windows 11 laptop, I am getting internet in the form of Wi-Fi. Okay, internet in the form of Wi-Fi. And right now, Kali Linux is getting internet in the form of, I believe you know this particular term called RJ45 or Ethernet cable. And right now, Kali Linux is getting internet in the form of Ethernet. Okay, and Ethernet, the interface will be Ethernet 0, because that's a default wired connectivity for Kali Linux. Okay, so kindly keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to open. Okay, so I'm going to open my terminal. So we have a default terminal which is available inside Kali Linux. You can see it over here. Okay, I believe you guys can see this. So this is the default terminal available. So is this particular font size is visible? If I'm typing my name, is this name visible to everyone? Guys, please let me know whether you can read this.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so this is the basic terminal or the default terminal which is pre-installed in Kali Linux. And for beginners to expert to professionals, I will not recommend this, because there is a wonderful terminal which is named Terminator that can be used as a productivity utility. Okay, so whenever you're trying to open the terminal, what you have to do, you have to go for sudo apt update. Okay, so I'm not going to teach you the very basic commands in Linux or Kali Linux. So this particular command is used for updating your machine. And still one of you guys are asking to explain this. No issue, I can do that. Sudo is a term which is used for asking permission to the higher authority, which is every Linux machine contains two user. Okay, we have the root user. We have the root user, which is running like a king. Okay, which is running like a king in the machine, and we have a normal user. In the case of Kali Linux, we have a normal user like Kali. Okay, he's just we can consider Kali as a working person. Okay, Kali as a working person. So whenever this Kali thinks that I need to work activity that invokes certain configurations in the system files, what you have to do, you have to ask permission to the king, I mean the root. Okay, so for asking permission only, we will be using this root sudo. Okay, so we'll be using sudo for asking permission to the root. We are dealing with the package manager, so that's the reason why we are using apt. Okay, and update is the command that invokes updating all system configuration along with the packages that we are installed in this machine. And -y is used for agreeing the terms and conditions that we are going to install update the applications. Okay, so I'm going to run this command. Whenever I'm going to run this command along with sudo, it will be asking me the password. So don't get confused. The password is very same which we used for login to the machine, which is KALI. Okay, so right now my machine is going to get updated. So kindly, how does it go? 2 times a week you have to update your Kali Linux if you are using Kali Linux. Okay, not only for Kali Linux, if you are using Paratois, or even we have a Linux distribution which is created by Indian Linux developers. I can showcase that. Let it update. Its name is Garuda. Okay, just go to Google and type for Garuda Linux. So you will get the result. Okay, this is the Garuda Linux, which is created by Indian developers. Okay, so you can go to the home page, which is garuda.org, and they are also providing a weaponizer, which means it's not a weapon, it's a Pentesting OS, which is developed by them. Okay, so you can go to their website. You can, there is a downloading page, everything. Okay, so it is also used for privacy purpose, and there are a lot more tools which we can use for privacy purpose. Okay, so kindly visit this, and if you're interested to donate them, definitely you can donate them because it's totally open source. Okay, so if you're asking me in Garuda Linux, which type of machine is better, I will be recommending you guys to, one second, go with the Dragonize mode. Okay, so Dragonize mode, it will be supporting for penetration testing purpose, or for a basic, even for basic reconnaissance purpose also. Okay, for information purpose or awesome purpose, this particular version is better. I'm not saying the other version like Genome or we have XFC is not better. I'm not saying like that, but those Dragonize is something very different. Okay, it is not differ from the appearance or the desktop environment, but it has some utilities inside that. That's the reason. Okay, so anyway, that's not our topic. Let me come back to Kali Linux. Okay, fine. So my Kali Linux is fully updated right now. So after doing this updated command, you have to replace the update with upgrade. Okay, that means we have updated the packages. Right now I'm going to upgrade the packages. Okay, so right now it is going to do the upgrading process, and it will take some time. Along with it will be trying to consume my data or my internet, so in that way I'm not going to do that. It will take some time. Okay, so you can see from here it will be taking around 5 minutes. So that's the reason why I'm not going to run the command again. Okay, so anyway, after updating and upgrading your Kali Linux, what you have to do? You have to install the utility which I have mentioned above, which is Terminator. The command is very simple: sudo apt install space okay. So the utility is very simple. You have to install Terminator. The spelling is this. Okay, and provide the -y command to agree with the terms that they are going to ask us. They will be asking, do you want to continue, and we are going to agree that. That's the reason why I'm including the -y command. Okay, so Terminator is successfully installed to this particular machine. So after installing the Terminator, we can say goodbye to the default terminal. And what we can do, we can go to the application which is occupied in the left top side. Okay, the left top side corner, you have to click the application icon. Okay, and you can go to settings. Okay, no, sorry, not settings, you can go to usual application. In system, you can see there is a new terminal which is saying that Terminator. Okay, so I will be recommending every person, whether it's a beginner to expert or a professional, you have to use Terminator, because the main reason I am suggesting Terminator is due to you can split the screen in horizontally and vertically. You can do multitasking. For example, you can run a top command in a one terminal. You can do, for example, you can do a system listing in the, for example, like you can see over here, you can do a multitasking over here. You can do another multitasking over here. It's totally like a productivity center. So that's the reason why I'm suggesting everyone to use what? Terminator. Okay, fine. So anyway, this is the default terminal. So whenever you're opening the default or terminator, what you have to do means you have to right click inside the terminal, go to preference, and you have to little bit adjust with the font size. Go to profile and untick this. Kindly select the font size according to your visibility. So right now I'm going to share my screen and mentor you guys, so that's the reason why I'm going with a larger font size. Okay, and I'm going to change the font also. Okay, so I believe 13 is very good for you guys to see. If I am, okay, I believe that 13 is okay. So let me unlock this. Okay, and one more thing, let me explain what are the pre-built tools inside 𝐍𝐤𝐬𝐬𝐬. Okay, so we have up to 13 different categories. It will be starting from information gathering tools, vulnerability assessment, web application assessment, database management, password attack, wireless attacking or wireless penetration testing, reverse engineering, exploitation tool, sniffing and spoofing, post exploitation, forensic reporting, and social engineering toolkit or set toolkit. So these are the different categories that are included. All those categories contain some really professional tools that we can implement in real world. Why I'm saying real world in stress, that means most of the cybersecurity trainings are or activities are done in lab. Okay, so it is apart from lab, we can implement it certain things or certain tools in real world that we can really test in with a uprunning servers or uprunning website or uprunning access points and all. Okay, so anyway, let me come to the core portion of today's uh, topic, which is anonymity. Okay, so for anonymity, let me check what is my DNS. So you have to learn what is first of all DNS. Okay, so I'm taking you guys to just Google to give information what is DNS. Okay, so the thing what you have to do is just go to Google, open a new tab and type DNS space, give a question mark, give an enter button. Immediately Google is the best place, okay, to learn for beginners. We have planned this workshop for beginners. That's the reason why I'm saying in that particular perspective. Okay, so DNS means domain name system. You have to learn what is DNS. Okay, so for explaining DNS, I'm going to use my Windows command prompt, which is right now everyone can access that. That's the reason. Okay, so I'm going to press the Windows button plus R to invoke the run utility, and I'm going to type CMD, and I'm going to open my command prompt. Okay, so this is command prompt or CMD. So in CMD, if I'm going to type ping command, which is a utility to check whether we're having a stable connectivity or a stable connection between our machine, and the host or the IP address or the domain. Okay, we can check that by sending certain packets from our machine to the destination point. If the destination point receives that, we can see it in our terminal, or it will be printing it in our terminal. Okay, so I'm going to give the ping command, and I'm giving fb.com, which is the alternative domain of facebook.com. Okay, so I'm going to ping facebook.com a couple of times, and let's see whether it is the packet that we are trying to send to facebook.com is receiving or not. So we can see it is trying to send 4 packets to facebook.com or fb.com, and the 4th packet is being received. That means we have a 100% connectivity. Not only that, we have received one of the data centers IP address. Okay, so this particular, it is a IP address, right? It is a IP address, and it is linked with fb.com. Okay, so I can say you this particular phenomena is known as what? DNS. So in detail, if we are getting a IP address while using the ping command, the IP address belongs to facebook.com. That means DNS means we are giving name to a system. We can't memorize, or we can't by heart the IP address of facebook.com, and we can't use this for visiting facebook.com each and every time. Similarly, instagram.com, or if you are using Snapchat, or if you are using Google, if you are using LinkedIn, and other website is also having similar IP address. We can't by heart that, right? So there is an index page which is saying if you are going to facebook.com, this is the IP address and it will take us to the server. Okay, it will be taking us to the server. So this particular entire process is known as what? DNS. Okay, so to give the names to the numerical format is known as DNS. Okay, so and basically I'm also having a DNS, and for checking my how to like how much I am visible to the internet, whether I am an anonymity person, how to check your DNS, how to check your anonymity. That will be the first stage to understand that whether you are an anonymity person. So I'm opening a new tab, okay, and I'm going to a website called dnsleaktest.com. Okay, so just go to Google and type for DNS leak test. You will be redirecting to the website, or what you can do means you can take a screenshot of the QR code and you can scan it. Okay, I believe that you have take the screenshot of the QR code. So after this class, you can scan this. Okay, fine. So right now you can see I'm located in Bangalore, India, and this is my public IP address or my WAN IP. It is not static, it's a dynamic IP. So after a couple of days, what will happen means the IP address will be changing and it's not an issue for me. Okay. So this is and one more thing, if you're trying to scan or if you're trying to mask this particular IP address for any other purpose, they will not able to track me down because it's a paid anonymously paid by DNS for my professional purpose, so no one can be able to reverse track me. So that's the reason why I'm publicly showcasing my IP address to you guys. Okay, so anyway, right now you know that I'm in Bangalore, I'm in India, and this is my public IP. Similarly, who else knows that? If I'm going to google.com, Google know that. If I'm going to youtube.com, YouTube will be doing that. So if I'm going to Instagram, totally they will be collecting what kind of operating system I'm using, what is my web browser, what is my IP address, is I'm using any reverse proxy, or if I have installed any VPN services, is there any presence of a VPN. They will be trying to taking all those details, right? So right now I'm like, if I'm trying to go to a website, internet knows that I'm Vaishnav CV. He knows my activity and he will be giving me such kind of result which is and I will be getting such pattern of ads also, right? So I'm very visible to internet. So how can I hide this? How can I hide this? Whenever we are in cybersecurity or in ethical hacking, we will be using cardinals, right? So the term that all those hacking process or all those activities we are using in cardinals must be masked down. Okay, so if I am asking this question to you guys, what will be your suggestions? What are the steps from your perspective, to hide yourself from internet? So let's go like an interactive. So come on guys, just turn on your mic and give me some answers. What will be the best practice to become an anonymity person? Is there any suggestion from your side?
Anonymous means required kind of skills.
No, I'm asking that what are the methodologies or what are the like requirements or what we have to do for become anonymity person?
Usually what we do, we use the VPN.
Okay. Is there any other than VPN?
I don't think so.
Okay. Is there any other answer? We have plenty of students or plenty of.
You don't try netting.
What? I didn't get you. Pardon.
Net.
Spoofing is part of it.
I'm sorry. I'm not all.
Netting.
Yeah, netting. Okay. Other things. Other answers.
As a spoofing, you can spoof your IP.
Yeah, we can spoof the IP. That's interesting. Any other? Okay. Have you gone through anonymity in your life? Can I ask that? Have you ever become a anonymity person, like a ghost in the internet? Have you feel that or have you experienced that? No.
No,
Okay.
not.
Okay, fine. So I have give some time to you guys. Okay, let me come back to my session. Okay, so in Kali Linux, how we can become an anonymity person? It's very simple. Okay, it's very simple things, but there are some checklists. I believe you guys having a pen and paper or in your machine, you can open a notepad and write down this. Okay, So in Kali Linux, or while we are doing penetration testing, we have to become, in some point, we have to become a ghost in the internet, right? So kindly follow this checklist. You will become a ghost in internet. Okay, I can assure you that unless you're doing any, I'm sorry to say this, but I have to say this, you have to, if you are doing any stupid activity, okay, so there is no any alternative word for that. That's the reason why I'm using that particular term. Okay, so anyway, try to open your Firefox in your the operating system that you're using for penetration testing. Okay, so kindly open that. Okay, so kindly open this, and this is my Mozilla, which is already pre-installed in Kali Linux. Go to the site called DNS space lake test. Okay, so that's a site, and try to visit this particular site, and this is the first checklist. Okay, inside the checklist, this will be the first thing that you have to check. Check your DNS. Try to understand about yourself. Okay, fine, I have understand. Personally, I am very visible to the internet. Fine, I am from Bangalore, it's very true. So what we have to do, we have to mask this, right? So for masking purpose, I can introduce you some of the great tools, or some of the traditional tools. Okay, what you have to do means you have to go to GitHub profile. This is my GitHub profile, which is called Kerala Hacker. You can come to my GitHub profile. So there is a professional tool which is used by even by script kiddies, beginners, intermediate level professionals, or any black hat, gray hat hackers, for hackerist. Everyone are using this. Okay, so the script or the tool or the utility is Anonymity, or you can go with Announcer. We have two different utilities. Okay, we have two different utilities. You can go for Anonymity, Announcer. Very good. You can utilize that, or what you can do means you can go with Anonymity. Okay, both are having the same functionality, the same properties, two different names. They are giving a same result. Both will be giving anonymity, and we will be a ghost in the internet. No one can trace back. Both are based on Tor networking or Onion networking. Okay, so it's up to you how to use it. Okay, so personally, I'm using Anonymity. There is a reason. Okay, so there is a reason I'm using Anonymity. I will be explaining that. Okay, it is using I2P. It's one of the reason I'm very convinced, or very how to say, following Anonymity. And if I'm scrolling over down, you can see the installation, the utilities, everything. Okay, the updation is also very simple. Okay, even the script is built in a simple language, anybody can read it out. Okay, so that's the reason. So I have forked this to my profile. I'm not the creator, I'm saying it the first point. This is the original creator or the original author of this particular project. You can go to his page, you can download from there. I'm not saying that you have to download, or you can use this directly from my page. I'm not pushing you. Okay, there is no any compulsory factor. Okay, so after all, he's not updated this particular profile since 6 years, so that's the reason. And one more thing, all those tools or all those other cybersecurity related or ethical hacking or any hacking related repositories uh, in my GitHub repositories are personally, I have tested that. Okay, so why I'm personally testing this, due to the reason I can say to my students, or I can say to my clients, that those script or those utilities are 100% trusted. You can trust that thing, because there are some developers who are trying to hack hackers. They will be developing much more, how to say, like a very powerful hacking tools or very powerful exploits. Those exploits contains malwares. So just imagine if your guys are trying to run the exploit for hacking a FTP or a SSH, and the same code contains a malware which is trying to hack your machine. So you can't trust everything, right? So that's the reason why I'm showcasing everything in my profile. Okay, so this is already forked to my GitHub repository, and I'm not the author. I'm taking it, I'm stressing it out. Okay, so just come to my GitHub profile and try to copy this. Okay, so I believe you guys know how to deal with GitHub. Okay, so if you doesn't know, I will also explain that we have two different methods to bring a code or a utility from github.com to a Linux machine or to a Windows machine. It's very simple. Neither you can copy the URL from the top area, or you can copy the URL from here. Okay, you can see we have two different methods. You can copy URL from here, or you can copy the URL from here. Okay, if you're going with URL, try to copy it, come back to your Windows machine. Okay, come back to your Windows machine, and if you're a beginner, I would be suggesting kindly organize everything in a wonderful manner. You can see my fresh Kali Linux. So I'm going to create a directory, okay, which is named git-tools. So in upcoming days, I can bring all my GitHub tools to a single position, and my window will be very clean. That's the reason I'm going to organize. I used to organize my things. That's the reason. Okay. So anyway, right now you can see I have built, I have made the directory. The directory is empty. Okay. So to this empty directory, what I have to do, I'm going to clone, or I'm going to download the utility Anonymity. Okay. So the command will be sudo space git. Git is a utility which is used for communicating with the GitHub. GitHub is an GitHub is a open library. In other terms, it's an open library for developers. Okay, so I'm going to download the utility from GitHub to my Kali Linux. Okay, so sudo git space clone, and after that the URL that which we copied. Okay, you can neither include .git at the end of the URL or just simply the URL. Okay, so I'm going to paste it out. So immediately you can see I have cloned the Anonymity utility to my Kali Linux, and it is going to create a new directory. I'm going to use this basic navigation command called cd to navigate to Anonymity. If I'm giving the ls command, you can see all those script or all those codings are presented right now in my Kali Linux. It was inside the github.com. Right now it is inside my Kali Linux. Okay, so this is the first way. The second method is to download the entire utility in a zip file. Neither you can download in a zip file, or what you can do means you can come to this page and try to right click over here. Right, neither you can click over here, or what you can do, you have to do the right click. Okay, you have to do the right click. Okay, so I'm going to right click over here. Fine. Okay, so I'm going to right click over here. So I'm going to copy the URL. So I am copying the URL means inside Linux machines, what we have means we have a utility called wget. Okay, so we can use wget to bring a file which contains an extension or a empty file. Okay, we can bring that to Linux machine using a wget. Okay, so I'm going to paste the URL, and while you're examining the URL, you can see this is the URL, right? So this is the URL, and I'm not going to the end portion, but the URL contains an extension. It is ending with .zip. That means it's a zip file. So it has an extension. So wget will be downloading the entire file to what? To a name .zip file. Okay. So I'm going to run this. So you can see if I'm giving the ls command, we have downloaded the zip file. So it's a zip file, and still you are confused what kind of file I'm dealing with. There is a basic command called file. We can find what kind of file I'm dealing with. You can see it's a archive data. Okay, so I'm going to unzip that using the unzip command. Okay, it's very simple. Those are Linux basic commands. Fine. You can see this is the directory that we used by git clone command, and this is the directory that we have been extracted from the master zip file. The master zip file, we bring that using the git with wget command. Okay, so anyway, these are the two methods that we can bring a code to our machine in a secure manner. Okay, in a secure manner. Okay, so the next thing what we have to do means I'm going to the one of the directory, because both directories are very same. Okay, so the next thing what you have to do means neither you can follow the instructions which give in the readme file. Okay, so how to install this, what were the things that we are going to do, everything are listed over here. Okay, so they are saying open the terminal as a root. I will explain how to run a terminal as a root. we have to change the permission. We have to include the X parameter, which is used for executing things in Linux machine. And after that, we have to run a bash program. Okay, bash file. The file will be install.sh, and after that, it is saying we are done by the installation step. And I believe that utility is not mentioned over here, but no issue. I will be explaining that. Okay, so we have opened the terminal. They told us open the terminal as a root. Okay, we can do it by opening the terminal as a normal user. Then we can convert the terminal to a root user by giving sudo su command, su command, and give enter button. So we'll be changing from a Kali to whom we can see from this area we were normal Kali, but right now, okay, from this area right now we can see that we are root. Okay, I believe you got that point. If I'm giving the ls command, we can see these are the files. In the instruction, they told us to change a parameter of the install.sh. Okay, so I'm going to changing that by using chmod plus x. Instead of changing a single file, I'm going to change the property of every file, because whenever I'm trying to give a single file permission for anonymate, I'm getting an error. So that's the reason I'm going to give for every file which is occupied in this particular directory. Okay, so I'm going to give the enter command, and when I'm giving the ls command, you can see some files having a color change, a color indication. So for the beginners, if you're seeing files in a cyan color, right now you can see the .install file, the desktop file, or if you're going with the JPG file or the installation file. So every file means element contains with extension, right? So this is a file and this is a directory, right? Or if you're still having confusion that how to differentiate a file and directory, you can provide a command called ll give enter button. Okay, so while going with the properties, check whether it contains the d parameter. Okay, so if the file, if the element contains the d parameter, then this is the directory. See, those files are directories. Okay, in Kali Linux, the dark blue color or blue colors will be, or violet colors will be the directory, and white color, red color, and cyan colors will be files. Okay, I believe that you guys are getting this. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to run the install.sh file as mentioned in the instructions. Okay, so I'm going to run it by // or what we can do means we can use the bash. Okay, we can use the bash command also. Okay, and giving enter button, what will happen? The script will be running and it will be trying to install Anonymity to my machine. Okay, we have to wait because some packages will not be available, and those packages will be installed, and after installation process we will be getting a similar output which you are seeing right now. Okay, which is not neither that the Anonymity version 1.0 is installed, and all those things are listed in below. How to run the Anonymity. Okay, how to run the Anonymity software or the program. Okay, so they are saying the utility is very simple, Anonymity, and we have 3 to 4 different arguments or flag. The flag that we have to use is start command, which is used for starting the Anonymity, stop command, which is used for, of course, stopping Anonymity. Change means change the identifier, that means restart the process. So while we are restarting the process, what will happen? Our IP will be changing immediately. Once we are starting the Anonymity, we will be getting a random IP or an anonymized IP or an unknown IP. And if you are changing, what will happen? It will be trying to restart the entire service, and what we are getting, we'll be getting a new IP rather than we are going with the first one. Okay, and we can check the status whether the Anonymity is working perfectly or not. Okay, and we can check the IP status also. Similarly, if you are scrolling down, you can read it and you can understand, because if you are getting understand of the first 4 or 5 different commands, you will try to understand the rest of them. Okay, so let me clear my terminal and I am going to check my status. Okay, and one more thing, check whether your system contains Tor utility. Okay, so how to check that? Just go to terminal, run as root or without root. Okay, if it is without root, include sudo. If it is with root, avoid sudo. There is no any issue with your running with sudo also. Okay, apt install Tor. Okay, so you have to check whether Tor is installed. So Tor is already occupied in my system. No any issue because Tor is required. Okay, so what is happening? What is going to happen here means I am going to convert all my traffic. Okay, so let me show you what is my basic configuration right now. Okay, so just imagine this is my laptop. I'm not too good at drawing, but I will manage to draw a laptop over here. Okay, so I believe you can consider in your imagination this is a laptop. Okay, my god, I'm drawing this. Okay, fine, this is my laptop. Okay, my bad. Okay, so this is my laptop which is running the let me change the color 1 second, which is running Kali Linux. And just imagine that from I'm using google.com. Okay, so let me draw a circle which is www, which is internet. Okay, and how I am getting the connection right now, my current setup is I have a Wi-Fi router. Okay, I have a Wi-Fi router over here, so I'm connecting to my Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm getting my Wi-Fi right now. Okay, so from where my Wi-Fi get the internet connectivity, my Wi-Fi is getting the internet connectivity from my ISP. ISP is connected to some random data centers. Okay, we can call it as ground satellites and orbiting satellites, those things in networking areas. I'm not going to explain that one by one. Okay, so we have some random servers over here. It will be connecting to here, it will be going to here, from here to here, and after that only I'm trying to visit this website, right? So this is the current flow of connectivity or my current setup that I am getting internet, right? So if I'm managing to use Tor network, okay, if I'm going to use Tor network, this is not the scenario. Okay, so this is not the scenario, or this is not the setup. What is going to happen means, again, my laptop. Okay, again, my freaking laptop. Okay, my laptop, and I have the www over here. Okay, my www, and I'm trying to visit it using the Tor network. So how it is going to happen? It's very simple. My Wi-Fi. Okay, okay, my Wi-Fi, and I have the internet is provided by the ISP. Okay, the internet is provided by the ISP provider, my ISP provider, and after that it is going to connect to some relays. So one entry node will be there, one relay node will be there, one exit node will be there. Okay, similarly, and it will be having how to like a destination server will be there. Okay, so this will be the connection. Okay, so this will be the connection. It's something very different. Okay, so let me call this as like server number 1, server number 2, we have server number 3, and we have the destination point. I'm not visiting the website like from the ISP. Okay, I'm not visiting this website directly from the ISP to the internet. I'm not visiting like that. This is not the connectivity. I'm visiting the website in the form of different servers, which is anonymized servers. Okay, so I will be visiting a server number 1, server number 2, server number 3. From here, I will be visiting this website in a destination point. That means I'm not directly visiting this website. Okay, similarly, this website is also traveling to the destination point in that way. The website will be connecting to a server number 3, it will be connecting to a server number 2, it will be connecting to a server number 1. Then only it will be coming towards the destination center. For much more clarification, I can show you image. Okay, I can show you image which is released by the F5 network. Okay, which is released by the fi.com. Okay, fi.com. So this is the website, or this is the page. Again, I'm saying we can download this particular PNG from this QR code. Kindly take the screenshot or show your mobile camera, whether it's Android or iOS. You can scan this. Okay, so what this particular image is actually saying. Okay, so just think this is you, and I'm the hacker or I'm the attacker. You are trying to contact me. Okay, you're trying to contact me using Tor network. Okay, using Tor network, you are trying to contact me Okay, fine. We can get rid of this guy because he's not here. Okay, because right now you're trying to contact me. Okay, you're trying to contact. So how it is happening? You will be using Tor network that we are going to use right now. Okay, so you will be connecting towards the first entry node. Okay, first entry node. From the entry node, you will be going to the second node, which is known as relay. Okay, second node, which is known as relay. From the relay, you will be going to a random server, which is a exit node. It's a third node. Okay, from there you will be meeting me in a server rack. Will be there in the server rack. I will be connecting to a random node. Okay, I'll be connecting to a random node, and I will be meeting over here. We have the destination point. Okay, we have the destination point. Similarly, I will also, I'm the hacker or the attacker, I will be connecting towards the my first exit node. Okay, my first entry node to the second relay node to the third exit node, and I will be meeting you over the destination point. This is the entire connectivity when we are trying to use Tor network. It's not like the normal situation if you're trying to see connection connecting to me over here. Okay, and one more thing, the entire Tor network is being encrypted. That's the reason why it is called as onion routing. You can see from here, whenever we are trying to cut a onion, you can see there is a different layers, right? There are different layers. Okay, so if you are trying to decrypt one layer, we'll be getting another layer, or if you are trying to remove one layer, we'll be getting another layer, right? Similarly, in Tor networking also, it's something similar. Okay, it's something very similar. What is going to happen means, just imagine I have my system, I have my Kali Linux over here, and if I'm trying to visit one of the website, okay, one of the website, how it is going to happen means, just imagine that I have a machine over here. It's my entry node. I have my relay over here, and I have the exit node over here, right? So I will be using certain keys. Okay, I'll be using some keys to encrypt the communication. So just imagine I have a key number one. One second. I have the encryption key number one. I have the encryption key number two. I have the encryption key number three. Okay, so what is this key number one, two, and three means? Using key number one, I will be trying to encrypt the communication which is going to the first entry node. Okay, so key number one is only can encrypted by the first server, so he is having the K1. Similarly, the K2 will be with the secondary the relay, the second server. The K3 will be with the exit node. So my one layer, if I having three layers, like if I having three layer of communication, just imagine that the first layer will be decrypted by whom? By the K1. And if you're coming over here, we only having the two layer. The second layer will be decrypting using the K2. And if I'm coming to the relay, the exit node, we having only the last node. This will be decrypted using the K3, and after that, it is my connection or my request is sent to this website. Okay, so this website or the server knows that, okay, fine, I'm trying to visit the facebook.com. So what will be facebook.com doing? He will also try to communicate back, right? Similarly, what facebook.com is having, facebook.com is also having this K1, K2, K3. It is also having, just imagine that, okay, it is having the three layer of communication. It will be passing towards the K3. In here, we will be having the three layer communication. The K3 will be decrypting it. It will be passing to K2. We having only two layer of communication. It will be decrypted over here. We'll be having the K1. It is also decrypted over here, and I can see everything what is presented by the facebook.com. This is happening. Okay, we are using cryptography for the beginners and intermediate students or intermediate persons in cybersecurity. It will be very tough to understand. And one more thing, right now I'm I'm seeing this behavior in every beginners and intermediate students. They are trying to avoid cryptography. Cryptography is essential in cybersecurity or in networking. Okay, so if you wish to learn cryptography, you have to work a lot more hard. Okay, then only you can understand what is encryption and how secure we are communicating, how can we do the entire decrypting process and all. Okay, and yeah, this the encryption which I mentioned over here is symmetric and asymmetric encryptions. Yeah, exactly. And you're right. Okay, so basically you have to understand that. You have to understand how this entire process is working. Okay, so anyway, let come to the let me get rid of this theory and come back to the practical session. Okay, so right now I told that what is the theory happening behind one when we are connecting to the Tor browser. Okay, so right now I'm going to recheck my DNS. Let me see whether I'm getting the same IP. Okay, fine, I'm getting the same IP address. I'm in Bangalore, India. If I'm going to test my standard internet test, let's see whether what is my host or my IP, my ISP. So my ISP is Jio because I'm using a Jio Wi-Fi router. So you can see it over here. My IP address is this. That's my, I believe that is my one of my ISP's IPs, and host is unknown. ISP is Jio, country is India. Fine. Let me go back and give one more refresh because this is my first checklist to understand that who am I. Okay, so I'm this IP address and I'm very transparent to the internet. Second thing, second checklist, run your anonymizing software or the program that you are going to do. Okay, so the software I'm going to run is, let me exit from the sudo, okay, from the root user, and I'm going to exit from the directory also because I can run this anonymate from anywhere. Okay, I can run this anonymate from anywhere. You can see that. Okay, I can run this from anywhere. Okay, the reason why I'm using anonymity is having a shortcut sudo unknown, right? Unknown. Okay, so this is the utility. That means sudo space an, and we have to provide on. That means on. That means owning unknown self on or anonymate on. That is the meaning of this particular command. Okay, so you can go with neither of this. Okay, so right now I'm going with sudo anonymate space start. Okay, so I'm going to start the utility. When I am starting, I believe you saw that all dangerous application, including our Mozilla, is being stopped right now. The reason behind that means whenever I'm trying to visit a website using any of the web browser, what happened? It will be trying to create some caches, right? So that's the reason why we are trying to kill the applications that are running in the background. We'll be clearing the application caches, and after that, we can see from here, it is going with some of the IP table rules and is going to change that, and it will be modifying the DNS, and all tunnels or all connections right now are handled by the Tor network. Okay, and if I'm reopening my Firefox, just a moment. Okay, so right now I'm going to reopen my Firefox, and what I'm trying to do is I'm going to reload the page. Right now you can see this is a random IP address. I'm not aware of this IP address. If I'm doing my standard test, what is going to show? It is going to show somewhere else in the internet, neither from Germany or Ukraine or somewhere else. We can see where we are connected right now. Let's wait, because right now we are using the Tor network and it will take some time, because we know that we have an entry node, we have a relay, we have the exit node. That means at a time, almost we are getting 3 different IPs. So we are passing through those network. That's the reason why we are getting the network delays. Okay, so right now we can see I'm right now from Finland. See, my entire Kali Linux, I'm talking about my Kali Linux, not my Windows machine. My Windows machine is still occupied in Bangalore, not in Finland or America, anything. So keep that in your mind. I'm saying how to make your Kali Linux in a secure manner. But if you are insisting, or if you are asking me how to make your Windows machine anonymize, what I can say, use a VPN only. Okay, the main thing that we can use for our main machine is to purchase a premium VPN, and you have to run that. Right now, I will be suggesting you guys neither go with NordVPN, or I will be suggesting much more Proton VPN, because they are providing us 64 countries with 1,500 plus servers. Okay, so we can connect to any of the servers. Okay, so can connect to any of the servers. And if I'm going with the Indian server, you can see some servers are available and they have only less load. Okay, that means you will be getting high speed internet today. Okay, and still you're saying, how can I anonymize my Windows machine? What I can say, use the proxies. Okay, I will be explaining what is proxies and all. Try to use proxies. Okay, so right now this is a way, this is a checklist to ensure that we are anonymized. Okay, so right now my Kali Linux is 100% anonymized, and my entire network is handled by the Tor network. So this is the one of the practice. So the second practice is to use proxy chain. Okay, so does anybody have any aware of what is proxy chain? Anybody? Do you know what is proxy chain, or have you used proxy chain before? Anybody has? Come on, guys. Is there anybody have been used proxy chain?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay. So I can show you one of the great proxies available. Like, this is a website called proxy-list.w/api/version1 API. Okay, fine. Get type SOX4. So it will be trying to give us SOX4 API, SOX4 proxies. If I'm changing with SOC5, what will happen means I will be getting some proxies which is under the category called SOC5. So there are different types of proxies available. You can go to the Google and ask what is SOX5 and SOX4. It is very basic. So that's the reason why I'm not covering that. Okay. So anyway, these are the very free proxies. Okay. Some proxies may be dead. Some proxies are alive. We can't assure that. Okay. So every 5 minutes, I don't know what is the proper 5 minute. Every 5 minutes, I can assure that every 5 minutes, this content will be changing. Okay. So if I'm reloading the page, I believe this is not a proper 5 time. Every 5 minutes, what happened means this list will be changing. Okay, right now we are getting, I believe, let me take the count like a 25. Okay, almost 25 proxies will be over here. This 25 proxies will be changing after 5 minutes. You can utilize that. There is another website called Proxy Scanner. From this downloading link, we can download the proxy 4, or we can download the proxy 5. They are also changing their proxies every, I believe it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes. You can also download from there. Okay, it is also very simple. Just before only I have downloaded that. It's SOC4. Okay, so every IP address and the port number which you are seeing is a proxy. Okay, so this is proxy anyway. It will be trying to download all those things. Okay, so how to utilize this? And I believe I downloaded a SOC5 proxy. So you can see this is a SOC5 proxy. So how to differentiate this SOC5 and SOC4 means, just a moment, by seeing the port numbers and the utilities also we can some of this we can differentiate. Other things are be differentiated by a proxy checker. Okay, so it is also another subject. Okay, I'm not going to that. Okay, so anyway, we have some proxies, right? So how to use this proxy to become anonymized person? And one more thing, if you think that I need to buy some dedicated proxies that never getting any DNS leak, what you have to do means, there is a website called Insta Proxy. It's a paid one. Okay, and right now I have a plan in Insta Proxy which is for $20, and it will provide me 4 GB of internet speed, uplink and downlink up to 4 GB. If I am utilizing the 4 GB, what will happen? The proxy will not be working. Okay, so neither I can select a country, I can select some moments also, and what I can do means I can randomly generate it as much as proxy I want. For example, I can generate up to 100, 900, and 1000 proxies, or if I wish, I to generate a like, for example, believe I can type, or yes, I can type. I believe so. No, I can type. Okay, fine. Like, for example, perfect count like 30. Right now, I'm going to generate some 30 proxies. You can see from here, I have generated the 30 proxy. And one more thing, it is not accessible by you guys, because what I can do means I can regenerate it. Once I regenerate the password, it will not be accessible by you guys. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't try to use those things, because after the class, this will not work. Okay, because I will be resetting this password. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the pre-proxies. Okay, I'm going to use a pre-proxy. So let me copy 3 to 4 proxies from here. So I'm going to copy that. Okay, and I'll be coming back to my Kali next, and I am going to stop my announcer giving anonymate by giving stop anonymate. Okay, or sudo anonymate stop. Okay, so right now you can see the Firefox automatically stopped Okay, so it will be trying to clear the caches elements. Let's wait, okay, because it will be restoring our public IP once again, the domain and all. We have to wait. Okay, fine. Right now we are not using the Tor tunneling system. So let's wait. Okay, fine. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to restore the website. So this was the IP address. I'm going to reload the page. Again, I came back to Bangalore right now. You can see my IP address. Okay, so in this way only we can understand, or we can go through a checklist and we can say it out that we are anonymized or de-anonymized, or whether we having a DNS leak or I does not have any DNS leak. Okay, so right now let me show you how can we use a proxy chain to do the same thing. Okay, how to do the same thing. Okay, so this time I'm going to keep this web browser to a side. Okay, and I'm going to enlarge this terminal, because we'll be using this terminal for certain things, like to adding those proxies we just copied. Okay, so I'll be using sudo for a permission purpose. I'm going to edit a utility called proxy chain. Okay, so we have right now proxy chain 4.config file. So I'm going to edit that by giving the command sudo proxy, sudo nano is a terminal based text editor, and after that it is occupied in etc or etc. In etc it is occupied by the name called proxy chain 4.config file or .conf. Okay, so while this you can see what is the current version of the proxy chain. So proxy chain 4 is the it's the latest version. The previous version was proxy chain .config or .con. Okay, so we can see we can include HTTP proxy, SOC 4, SOC 5 tunneling proxy with the DNS. Okay, so while going with the proxy, we have to ensure that certain things are enabled. Okay, okay guys, so we have to ensure that certain things are enabled in the this proxy configuration. So what we have to means we have to comment out certain things. Okay, so what we have to comment out means, commenting means we have to diffuse those lines, because whenever I think in almost every program language we are using this hash value, means we are using that to specify about the code that we are going to write or to give a description. Okay, so if I'm going to comment, this means that particular line will not be working. Okay, so I'm going to decomment the strict chain, as well as I'm going to uncomment the dynamic change, and let me go to the bottom portion. We can go for the like a route the robin chain. Route the robin chain means we are using certain proxies at a time. Okay, so if I'm going to down, we can see the random chain available. So I'm going to decomment, or I'm going to remove the hash value about the comment chain. And if I'm scrolling down again, you can see what are the okay, DNS proxy is also enabled. DNS proxy means to ensure that we are not having any DNS leak. Okay, so if I'm scrolling again down, okay, you can see the DNS remote system or enabled. Don't try to change that. Okay, just go to the bottom area. Okay, just go to the bottom area and you can see what are the proxy list format. Okay, so the format is having an example over here. If you are using SOCKS 5, we have to type SOCKS 5 and we have to provide the host and give a tab button, provide the port number and provide the username and the password. Fine. Okay, so let me go to the bottom area. You can see we have include a proxy which is default. It is set to Tor. Okay, which is set to Tor. Okay, so right now I'm going to include SOC 5 also. It is very simple. Just follow my command that SOC 5 instead of 4. I'm going to include 5 and give a tab button. You can see it is automatically having a step forward and provide 127.0.0.1 again one tab. Okay, don't give tab button, just give a space and give the same port number which is used for SOC 5. And I'm going to use Control O to overwrite, Control X to save. Okay, so I'm going to use the Tor proxy to run the Firefox. Okay, so I'm going to close Firefox and I'm going to use proxy chain. Okay, so I'm going to include sudo. I'm going to say proxy chain. Okay, I believe I'm going to use proxy chain 4, and after that I'm going to say Firefox because I'm going to invoke Firefox. Okay, so I'm going to run Firefox. So give enter button. So 1 second. Okay, so let me remove the sudo permission. 1 second. Okay, so right now you can see it is going to run Firefox under Tor network, Tor proxies. Okay, so if I'm trying to visit dnsleak.com, okay, so dnsleaktest.com, it is trying to visit. Okay, it is, I think I have done a problem with the proxy, or there will be a problem with the proxy or with the configuration file. So that's the reason why we're getting a timeout over here. Or we can check that whether Tor is working properly or not, because we have edit Tor using Anonymity. Okay, so the reason behind proxy is not working means we have edit Anonymity. So that's the reason why. Okay, so let me close this. So whenever we are trying to install Anonymity, what will happen means the configuration of Tor is also Tor utility will be changing. Okay, Tor utility is also going to change. So that's the reason. So how can you get rid of this particular timeout error means what you have to do? We have to remove the Tor from our system and we have to reinstall. Okay, so utility will be sudo apt remove Tor, okay, and -y will automatically remove Tor from my system, and we have to install it again. Okay, so instead of remove we have to replace with install. Okay, so right now you can see it is trying to install. So whenever we are reinstalling, what will happen means it will be having the default configuration. Okay, so right now I will do the same command that I was trying to run the proxy chain for the Firefox. So right now it will be trying to run Firefox right now. So we are getting the connection. Let me reload the page and see whether I'm getting the connectivity. Fine. Okay, fine. Right now the issue means I'm getting a timeout, but maybe with the we have already installed a highly secure way. So that's the reason. No issue. In upcoming days, what I'll be doing is I will be trying to debug this. Okay, so anyway, right now I teach you what is the best practice to use Anonymity, which will be Anonymity. You can let me recap that. You can come to my GitHub repository, which is github.com/KeralaHacker. So from 1 second, guys. Okay, so just come to Kerala Hacker. What you can do? Come to the repository tab and type for Anonymity. What we can do? You can download the code to your 𝐍𝐤𝐧𝐠𝐬 and can run this. Okay, or you can use this inside Ubuntu or any other Linux machine also. So kindly use this URL to do what? To bring the code to your machine. Okay, so the final session will be introducing dark web and dark web's some of the websites and all. So I will be showcasing that by opening certain dark web tools, and one more thing, how to visit dark web in a safe manner. So I will be teaching you how to visit dark web in a safe manner. So visiting dark web and activities happening in dark web are very simple to explain. Just try to download a Tor browser. Okay, so kindly install Tor browser to your machine. It's very simple to install. What you have to do means you have to go to the website called the Tor project. Okay, so just go to the website called Tor project. Okay, so they are the creators of how to say Tor browsers and other things happening inside the Tor. It's a non-fundable company. It is in previous time it was funded by US military agencies and for the best encryption communication that ever created by mankind. Okay, so you can go to the downloading page, and according to your operating system, you can install it, whether it's a Linux, Mac, Ubuntu, or Android. Okay, so for Windows, we have to download it for the exe file. Okay, so let me show you what are the checklist that you have to follow to ensure that you are using a safe browsing in dark web or using Tor browser. The first checklist will be, don't try to enable the check button that whenever you are seeing the very first time that you are opening the Tor browser. So kindly do not check this. Why I'm saying that means, whenever if you are checking this, what happens means, if you're giving the connection, next time you're opening Tor browser, this will not be here. You'll be automatically connected to the Tor. You can argue with me, okay, fine, I can turn on Tor browser in a very fast way by clicking this. No, you are making a big mistake. What is the mistake means, every version of every services or every application contains a bug or a vulnerability or a flow that makes you de-anonymized person or a individual to the internet or transparent to the internet. Okay, so that's the reason. Because if I'm going to the help session, okay, so just come to the options. And one more thing, Tor browser is just same to Mozilla Firefox, or in other terms, Tor browser is a much more hardened browser. Okay, it's not like Mozilla, which is a hardened browser which cannot be traced back or traced forth. Okay, so just come to the help menu. You can see about the browser. Check whether that your browser is how to select is a up-to-date browser. Okay, you have to check this. If it is not up to date, go and update. Then only what you can do, go for the connection. Okay, go for the connection button. So don't try to use it as a automatically connected whenever you're trying to open the Tor browser. Okay, so right now I'm going to turn on my Firefox, sorry, my Tor browser, and I have some students still, they will not listen to me and they will be trying to do that. And one student got a error and he just told me that, sir, I got this error. So I have take that particular error to here because I can showcase that to you, right? So let me show that error. 1 second. 1 second, guys. 1 second. See, so this was the error. Okay. So this was the error which he found, that when he tried to visit the Tor browser, you can see your Tor settings are too low. That means there was some issue with his Tor browser. So he was using the normal Tor browser, but he was getting this error. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm saying don't try to give the checklist to enable the automatic connection mode in while you are using Tor browser. Okay, so right now you are inside the Tor browser, one of the safest and one of the privacy browser which is available in the internet. Okay, and I have take some of the dark web websites also. Okay, so right now I have the some marketplace in dark web, and I have also accessed the red room also. I'm not saying I have entered to the red room, but I managed to get the dark web link also. I will provide all those URLs in the Zoom chat link. Okay, so just come to Zoom chat link. I will give you the dark web link also, so you can also experiment this. Okay, so just check your Zoom's chat box. You will be able to see this. Okay, so these are the website that will be able you guys to visit the dark web. Okay, so let me try to visit normal websites like, for example, github.com. Okay, so I'm trying to visit github.com in one tab. In second time, I'm going to fb.com, which will be automatically redirect to where facebook.com. In another tab, let me visit google.com. Okay, so right now I'm visiting 3 different popular websites which is available in the Surface Web also. So you can see this is google.com, we have the github.com, we have facebook.com, right? So all those websites are opened, which we can see inside the Surface Web, right? So there are 2 types of webs available. One is Surface Web, deep web, and dark web. If I'm going to Tor, if I'm going to Google and type for Tor Surface Web and going to image, we'll be getting a how to like a iceberg theory. Okay, so let me show you a wonderful iceberg theory that you will be getting and understand what is surface web, what is deep web, and what is dark web. Okay, so we are using Instagram, Yahoo, Reddit, Google, Bing, YouTube, everything, right? So those things that we are seeing, the presentation layer are occupied. Okay, the presentation layers are, one second. Okay, so those presentation layers are occupied inside the surface web, which we can only access, a human can only access the 4% of internet. That's very true, which means the 98% is only accessible by machines and networking systems, or by any operating system, or by any browsers. We can only access the 4% of the internet. Okay, so those presentation things are being occupied inside the surface web. Those datas are stored inside the deep web. If you are trying to use Tor network and if you're searching anything, will be redirect to the deep web. Okay, so this is the current situation, or this is the current scenario. So we having 3 layers: surface web, deep web, and dark web. Okay, so right now let me ask you a question. Where we are right now? I'm in a normal google.com, and what's your intention, whether I'm in surface web or in deep web or in dark web? Come on guys, we have only less time. I have to wind up. Which one?
Surface.
No guys, I'm right now using Tor networking system. So just say whether I'm in surface web,
Dark web.
dark web,
Deep.
or deep web. Which one? Dark web or deep web or surface web?
Dark web.
Right now I'm inside deep web because I'm using Tor network. Okay, so let me show you the image, the same image. Okay, so whenever I'm using Tor network and I'm searching something, what will happen means I will be converted to deep web. If I'm using Tor network and I'm using Onion links, I will be inside the dark web, because those websites inside dark web ends with .onion, not ends with .com. Okay, for example, if I'm taking one of the website, one of the Onion link, okay, this is the Onion link, and if I'm pasting that Onion link to my Mozilla Firefox, it will not able to access it. So you will be saying that, okay, fine, you are using your main network. Yes, I'm using my main network. Not only that, it's the Onion networking link, right? So I need Onion network. So similarly, in our Tor browser, and right now I'm using Tor network, and I'm right now inside deep web. Okay, not in dark web. I'm inside the deep web only. Okay, so you are not able to copy that. Okay, after the class, I will manage to give you guys. So just stay attention. I will give you. Okay, I will give the access to the contents. Okay, so just wait. Okay, so anyway, I told that I have visited a deep web website, which is google.com, which index page that we are seeing in the surface web. Okay, so why I'm saying that? Because we know that what is this icon. So can anybody tell me what is this lock icon?
This is a
This lock icon.
certificate. Security.
Okay. Security. What kind of security?
SSL certification.
Yes, SSL certificate. So this is SSL certificate, which makes us, or which makes us convinced that, okay, fine, you are using a secure protocol. This S is being added to another protocol, which is known as HTTP. Yes, this S come to here when there is the SSL certificate. If there is SSL certificate, we can see this lock icon, right? And
Yes.
are you getting this? Yes. Okay. But instead of Tor browser, this lock icon is to assure that we have the SSL certificate. Okay, fine. We have the SSL certificate, okay, which is already provided by the Google. Not only that, we have a Tor circuit. We have a Tor circuit. We have we know what is a normal circuit, right? We'll be connecting a LED to a power source, and the circuit will be completed. Similarly, we having a Tor circuit. This browser means this is the browser. Okay, from this browser we are visiting a server, the entry node in Germany. From Germany we are going to the secondary node, which is also to the relay second server, which is in Germany, and after that we are going to Switzerland, our exit node. Then only we are trying to visit google.com. Are you getting this? Is any doubt or any queries?
So it's a Germany, Sweden. This is the server, right?
Those are the. This is the first one is the entry node. The second one is the relay.
Okay.
The third one is the exit node. Those are working as a server, but we will be calling in the term of
Node.
entry node, relay, and exit node. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And if I'm that's Google. Okay. Just try to memorize those server IPs. For example, we having 45176. Okay. 45176 about Google. If I'm coming to facebook.com, see this. It's 45. Okay, fine. 45142. We can check whether it's 45142, 45142. Okay. 18 108. Let's see whether we same 18. Okay, fine. So the reason means this is our guard entry node because all those connections are from a single web browser, so that we having a guard browser. But about the guard browser, we can see that it is not having the same IP of the relay node. It is different, right? So the relay node is getting different. That means individually, if the first browser is having 3 IP, okay, so this browser has 3 IP. The second browser is having 3 IP. The third browser is having 3 IP. So for a single browser, how many IPs are there right now?
9.
9 IP. So if I am having 10 browsers, how many IPs I will be having?
90.
90. Good. Very good. Okay, guys. So how to select? So anyway, we having 3 IP for the individual batches. Okay, we will be having 3 IP. You can see the github.com is visited from Germany, unknown country, and we having United States. And after that only I'm visiting what? The github.com. Okay, so this is the time to witness what is really happening in Tor browser. I believe that I believe that you guys got that how to visit Tor browser or dark web or how to be anonymity in a safe way and what is the checklist. Okay, so right now let's visit some dark webs. Okay, dark web engines and dark web websites. Okay, so I doesn't know what this particular website belongs to, so I'm blindfoldly trying to run the websites. Okay, so I'm going to run this by giving the URL. Okay, so let's wait. We have to wait. Okay, because we know that what will be happening from our browser, we'll be connecting towards the first server. From the first server, we'll be connecting to the second server. Then we have the third server. We have the destination point. So we are jumping from one network to another network, from to other network, from the other network. So we having how many hops? We're having hop number 1, hop number 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So we are traveling to different network, different servers, different IPs. So we will be getting a network delay. Okay, so we have to wait. Okay, and let's wait. We are getting an IP address. Let me try to open every sites. Okay. Just a moment, guys. And one more thing, we have facebook.com inside dark web. Okay, we have facebook.com inside the dark web. So it's something very different. Okay, something very different from the normal surface web. And one more thing, after this session, if you're trying to create a facebook.com account in dark web, don't try to provide your own credentials like your own original name, the password that you are using in surface web, even your phone number. Don't try to verify using your phone numbers while you're creating an account, because we can't say those websites are created by any agency like FBI or by RO or any other agencies in any other countries. Okay, so don't try to create any things or don't try to put your personal information. Okay, because we don't know that who is who is the author of that particular website. Okay, so what I am showcasing is what is Tor browser, what is dark web, what is happening inside there. Okay, so the first page is the Hidden Wiki website. The Hidden Wiki website is a dark web place which is having an index page which contains several dark web links. For example, we have only 3 version links available over here. The Hidden Wiki page is available. So what is this Hidden Wiki, you are asking me? Like, it is a index page which will be redirecting or which contains other services link. Okay, so from here, if you can see, the drugstores are available, Bitcoin anonymity available, and I'm not opening that because there are some contents that should not be shown in this platform, and I believe that this particular meeting is going live and recorded, so that's the reason. If I'm seeing some censored content, I can't do that, nothing, right? So that's the reason. So fine, okay, so these are the websites available, but I can showcase something like Hidden Wiki, the 𝐊𝐤𝐧𝐠𝐬 page. And what is 𝐊𝐤𝐧𝐬 means? 𝐊𝐤𝐧𝐬 is an operating system which is used for 100% anonymity purpose. It will not it will not allow you to create digital footprints back. Okay, it will be trying to erase it updately. Okay, if you're turning on and off the machine, it will be wiping out the entire data. If you are not having a stable internet, the system will not be working. If you are not running 2 different virtual machine at a time, you have to run 2 different virtual machine, then only you guys will be able to establish a 100% anonymity. So it's a very good protected system. Neither you can use in a pen drive or you can use in a virtual box. Okay, so it is also having a surface page, a surface web page. I can showcase that 1 second. Okay, so you can go to Google and you can type for 𝐊𝐤𝐧𝐬. Okay, it is 𝐊𝐤𝐧𝐬.org. Okay, so you can Google it down, you can download this. Okay, so it is 100% anonymity. Even how to select this particular operating system is being promoted by the Guardians as well as the Edward Snowden. I believe if you are a beginner, you will be you will be like to have, he has a mentor, right? He's a very good guy in cybersecurity, especially in privacy, data leak, those stuff,
Yes,
and
yes.
he's a privacy advisor. Okay, so we all know that who is Edward Snowden. So he's also promoting, or he's also like for Edward Snowden, I used to believe 𝐊𝐤𝐧𝐬 is his main machine. Okay, I believe secondary machines are like Windows or Linux and Mac and all. And even the Guardians also using this machine for for communicating with their legit journalist and all. Okay, so anyway, try to use 𝐊𝐤𝐧𝐬. I can also showcase that in a moment. Okay, so unfortunately, 𝐊𝐤𝐳 will not work properly in VMware. Okay, we have to run 𝐊𝐤𝐳 in VirtualBox only. Okay, so I will show you how to run it out within a moment. Okay, so we have 𝐊𝐤𝐳 in dark web, and after that we have a wonderful search engine which is called, I don't know how to pronounce this, but I will spell it out, 𝐻MIA. Okay, so this is a website. It's a dark web search engine. We can give a particular name and it will be giving all those contents. And why I am searching for Red Room means I'm not a psychopath. To showcase you, there are different types of Red Room available. We can't say which one is the original one, which is the legit one, which one is the honeypot, or which one is a clickbait, which is hosted by FBI or any other investigation agencies to catch the crime leading persons, or the person that should not be in the society. You can call it like that. Okay, so there are different types of Red Room available. See, all those, for example, if you think that, let me explain that. If you think that this particular website is legit, okay, this is legit, let's see this one also, because if it is opened 3 weeks ago, one day, it is saying that 2 weeks, 6 days ago. Okay, fine, let's get rid of this. If you are comparing this website with this one also, see this, it is saying like 3 weeks, 2 days ago. That means this is the first one and this is the second one, so this is not legit. So we can't even predict that, or we can say this website is updated recently. Okay, and every website, for example, if you are taking like, we are starting with 27, we have a 22 over here, we have a 26, we have a 23. We can't say which one is the legit one. Okay, and if you are following to that and we are providing the money in the form of Bitcoin, what will happen? It will be taken from us, and we will not get anything. Okay, because I have personally done an experiment, not me, my student, and he lost his 45,000 rupees in as a Bitcoin to dark web. I believe he's also very painful still now about his 45,000 rupees. Okay, so let me open one of the Red Room link and showcase what is Red Room and what really we know that if you're taking this particular term Red Room to Google or YouTube, there are some content creators which is saying that it is fake, it is real, blah 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 things. Okay, so anyway, this is the Red Room page. The link is very publicly available in Surface Web, even in some hidden Telegram accounts, and even some description of some YouTube videos also. But it's not very secret link. Okay, it's publicly available. That's the reason I'm publicly sharing, guys. Okay, we have Red Room over here. Okay, if I'm scrolling over down, I'm going to the real Red Room, and 1 second. There will be two options. Either we can leave the page, we can join the Red Room. Okay, if I'm clicking the join Red Room, and if I'm selecting one of their plans like instant access, what I have to do means I have to provide some Bitcoins. Okay, I have to provide some Bitcoins. So there is no any escrow. Escrow is like a third party person who is handling a product in between, like a broker. Okay, we have to provide this Bitcoin to the broker, and the Red Room will be providing the access to the broker, and broker will be exchanging to like vice versa. Okay, so there is no any escrow. It is not a legit service from my perspective. So let me convert this particular 0.006039 Bitcoin to INR. Okay, and one more thing, don't try to copy anything from dark web website, because there is a particular attack called copy hijacking. Copy hijacking means invisibly you will be saying some text, right? But after copying and pasting, it will be something else. So don't try to copy anything from the dark web. So what I will be doing from the safe side, I will be trying to minimize my web browser, and I will be typing like BTC to INR in Google, and let me convert this. Okay, let me convert this particular value to INR and see what is the pricing that we have to give. Okay, it is 0.006039. Okay, so you can see for the instant access we have to provide this much. I think it's nearly $100 or something. We have to provide this much to enter to dark web, to the Red Room, and we have to see certain things. But I will not insist, or I will not encourage anyone to do that, because just imagine that you are giving money to any Indian investigation agencies who are trying to find out who are the very people who has less amount of emotional and mental health, and they will be trying to catch them, right? So we can't say that we are providing money to a legit person. Okay, so anyway, this is dark room, and we have another wonderful search engine, and using this search engine I will be preferring you guys to go for real world hacking tutorials. They will be providing the hacking forums and all. Okay, and we have the website which says that they will be carding premium products, financial marketing, best financial markets, hacking community. Okay, fine, we can go with that. And kindly do not trust anyone in dark web, because if they are giving a malware, it can be a ransomware, it can be a WannaCry attack, anything. Okay, so don't try to download certain things, and default Tor browser does not allow you guys to download a file. Okay, so this is a place which is like a marketplace inside Tor browser, and some links are available. We have the daemon search engine. Okay, I'm not scrolling down because in daemon search engine there are some other contents. Okay, that's the reason. This is a facebook.com which is occupied inside a dark web. Okay, you can see the onion link, but just try it out, but don't give your genuine information. And to mock, the people are saying there are two sayings. Okay, one, it is not a legit page. Second, this is a comedy, like a joking page against the central investigation agencies. Okay, so it is something very legit, but I will not trust this. Okay, but I have to showcase this, right? Okay, and we have another website in dark web which is used for drop secure. Okay, if you does not trust any organization, for example Google Drive, Telegram, like a Meta Drive or like a Mega Drop or Mega storage, and you will not trust anyone. They are not a legit file sharing services. What you can do, you can use secure drop. Why I'm saying that means it is having a fundamental thing called no third party persons can access this organization's informations or site. Okay, there is only minimum metadata. Metadata means they will not log our IP address, they will not log our browser histories or what computer we are using. The entire communication is encrypted, or if you are sharing a file, it is encrypted in multiple layers, in using multiple algorithms, not a single algorithm. They will be using multiple algorithms to encrypt or harden our data and the communication. And not only that, it is protected against hackers, and this is a free software and it is a freeware. It's a open source. Okay, so and not only that, this is also promoted and used by the Guardians, because in this list Guardians is the most popular newspaper channel. That's the reason. Okay, so they are also using this. So these are the very useful and some really understanded things in dark web. Okay, and if you wish you need to explore more areas in dark web, you have to visit article which is provided by ExpressVPN. Okay, in this article they have been listed 19 onion websites and deep articles about them. So I can provide the QR code. Kindly scan this, and you will also get the same link which I have provided in the Zoom chat box. Okay, or what you can do means we can visit thehiddenwiki.org. Okay, so in this website also you will be getting, but I will not say we can trust this. From you're asking me personally, I will not trust anything in dark web unless I'm like I need to experience certain things. Okay, so anyway, you can also scan this QR code to understand. Okay, or to reach this particular web page. Okay, I believe you have take a screenshot or you have scanned this QR code. Okay, or just like do it fast. Okay, because I need to wind up today's session, and the proxy will be this link. Okay, the proxy is also this QR code. Fine. This is about SOC 5, and we can also collect a SOC 5 from a different website, which is proxyscan.io. So you can scan this QR code to take the entire proxies. Okay, so if you guys having any doubts or any queries, I can clear it right now. So after that, what we can do, we can wind up today's session. I believe that you have got what is dark web, what are the importance of online anonymity and privacy, how to visit dark web in a safe manner, what are the activities, and what is really dark web and all. I believe so. If you have any queries, you can ask me right now.
So can we access this dark web only via Tor, right? Tor application.
Not
Tor
using
browser.
Tor applications.
Tor browser.
Tor, no, not by Tor browser. You can use your normal browser. Okay, so there are some VPN providing you Tor networking tunnels. I believe my screen sharing is still visible, right?
Yes.
Yes. So in Proton VPN, they are providing certain servers. One second, let me enlarge this. And if I'm going to this side, you can see. Okay, so there is an icon which is showing that Tor icon. This. Okay, fine. I believe you guys can see this. There is a onion icon, right? Can you see this red box?
Yes.
I believe there is a onion icon. That means those connections are routed through onion services. So you can select whether the connection going through Tor. You can see this particular server. I believe this in Germany, Denmark or something. Germany. Okay, fine. So in Germany, this particular server is having a Tor based connection, a Tor service. See, so neither you can use a Tor browser or you can use a VPN. But I will not suggest Mozilla, Chrome, Brave for visiting dark web or any deep web services. Strictly, you have to follow. You have to use Tor web only. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Vaishnav, this is Vikas, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I am a security engineer, but I am into a blue teaming, like SOC thing. So if any, let's say if any hacker attacks through this anonymity, so how can we track out? I mean, we have automated tools like we use SIEM tools, we use EDR tools. So how can we track them?
You know that whenever there is an encrypted communication, we have a certain protocols, right? If, for example,
Yeah.
we can take a basic packet analysis tool like Wireshark. In Wireshark, if it is much more encrypted than SSL certificate, we'll be getting a packet detail, right?
Correct.
And you guys can write a custom configuration. I hope that you can know that, right?
Yes.
So, for example, I believe you know 𝐍𝐞𝐭𝐰𝐨. It's a next generation intrusion detection system. I believe you know that. So in 𝐍𝐞𝐭𝐰𝐴, we can write a custom script and we can monitor activity which is related to Tor only. Okay.
Mhm.
So we have to implement things in that perspective.
Okay.
Okay. Not
Yeah.
only that, if you are trying to monitor thing like to that perspective, I hope you have to implement a very how to say, a very powerful server for that, because whenever we are doing packet capturing, you know, the PCAP file will be very large. So you have to
Yes.
occupy it. Yeah, you have to accommodate a huge size. So I will not suggest that. Try to create some alert, that will be better. Don't
Yes.
try to
Okay.
keep the PCAP file for the future reference or future auditing purpose, and not like that, because the file size will be very high. I hope that you
Correct.
have personal experience, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So Vishnu, I think the day one is over, correct?
Yeah, the day one is over.
So the guys who is watching on YouTube, they can enroll for the further classes, because this is a day one, so we put it on YouTube, but the rest workshop session is only for the enrolled students. Okay. So thanks, guys. Tomorrow we'll continue the same time. 8 o'clock.
One question: will there be a video recording for this session?
Yeah, you'll get the video recording. However, after this course, we have one small quiz based on this trainings, and you'll get the certificates if in case you'll clear that the quiz.
Okay.
So we need to install this Kali Linux also in our system, right? Required
If you
Kali
have
Linux.
to practice this, if you have to practice this, or if you have to experience this, definitely you have to do this.
Okay. For this 5 days session, we not necessarily.
Yes, for the 5-day session, Kali Linux is required.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the purpose. For the 1.5 hour. I think nearly 1 hour I was explaining what is Kali Linux and what are the basic things, right?
Yes.
Because we need that for the next 4 days.
Okay. So it's same timing till Thursday, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we like if we taken that 1,000 around cost. So that's for 5 days, right? Not for one session.
Yeah, correct. For 5 days.
So we have paid that one. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you, guys.